Hey guys, in this video we're going to do Magic Buttons 2.0. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you what I'm talking about there about 2.0. I had to make some modifications, and one of my followers, and thanks for that suggestion, asked about auto closing, and the current GitHub repo that I was using didn't have that functionality, so I thought we'd do it ourselves. So this is what it looks like. So after a set amount of seconds, it closes automatically. I just set up some social media buttons, like if I were going to use these to sign in with a social media account. And if you notice, you can see it the best on this Facebook button, but the icon rotates clockwise and then counterclockwise when it collapses, and it still has the regular functionality as the original. I just added the auto close and the animations, so I'm going to show you how I did that. So let's go ahead and look at the code. So if you were going to do this yourself, I would just kind of recreate these files and then modify them the way that you would like. The first file that I would create is under your projects package, where your main activity would be. Create a utils class, and basically I just left the original code from the GitHub repo, so I wanted to make sure you guys knew who the author of this code was. But this is a delay mechanism. This is how you're going to delay delay the button close. You don't necessarily want to do it on the UI thread, because if you do that, it could be bad. You don't really want to do things like you never ever want to delay your UI thread. So this mechanism is a delay callback, and it has this method here after delay. The delay takes in seconds, and as you can see, this is where it multiplies it, because it technically, I guess it's in milliseconds, but to make things easier, I have it set to input in seconds. So that is the utils class that you'll want to create. The next class I would create, or I should say, and this is a different type of language per se. This is a Kotlin class, or I'm sorry, this is a Kotlin file. Kotlin is, or I hope I'm pronouncing the right, Kotlin is sort of like the official programming language for Android apps now. And if you want to know more about Kotlin, I put in these resources here. And this is the author of this original code. I did not create or modify this in any kind of way, but this is setting up the animation for your buttons expansion and collapsing. So that's what this code is for. This method is basically going to collapse and expand the button. The actual animation part is in a Kotlin class. That's this guy here. And this is just basically setting up that particular animation for our magic button. So these are three files that I don't think I modified. I might have did the seconds thing here, but other than that, those files are pretty much the same from the GitHub repo we were using for magic buttons. Before I go into the actual magic button class, I wanted to show you the layout for the magic button. It's essentially just a linear layout with some other layouts embedded into it. This one is, let's see, I think this is setting up the background. This is the text view. This is where your text will be, if I remember correctly. And then this is your buttons icon. You can't really tell in the design because everything is collapsed and invisible and all that right now. But that's what the layout looks like. And another important file you're going to need is in your values folder, create an attribute XML file, attr.xml, and you'll want to put these in a declare styleable section here. Just type them exactly as you see here, no modifications or changes. These are the required attributes for the magic button. Okay, so I think that is all of the, I did set up some custom colors for this project, a Facebook primary and secondary, and then another color set for GitHub and Twitter. That's where you'll find these color values, is in your colors.xml file. So that is the value portion and the layout portion. I'll also show that I have just some icons for the social media icons. Let's see, I'm getting a little tongue-tied. So that's all the drawables, that's everything you need there. Now for the actual magic button class. This is if you were going to create a custom button, this is all the things that you would have to do to create that button. So if we look here, these are all the variables that our magic button is going to use. The text view, the linear layouts inside, your icon. This is definitely an important one to remember when we're doing our animations. This drawable, a type array, some strings, ints. All of this stuff is really was already there. The parts that I added was an int for an auto close duration and whatever in the default set. By default, when you create this, it sets the auto close to 5 seconds. And then a Boolean value animate icon. This is how you're gonna turn your icons on, or your animations on and off. So these are the base methods for that magic button, and you can go through this code if you like in the GitHub repo that I'll be sharing. But for now, this is basically just basic setup for your magic button. I'm going to keep them collapsed for now because what we really need to focus on is the last set of methods. Okay. So the custom portion that I did is from the base action of this magic button. Now if we look, I'll go step through the code with you. When this button is clicked, we want to check to see if the animation icon Boolean value is set to true or false, and if it's true, we're going to rotate the icon outward, and I'll show you those kind of methods down near the bottom. This if statement is going to check to see if your button is expanded or collapsed. If the width and height equal each other, we know that the button is collapsed. But in this case, since we know that this condition right here is going to return false when the button is expanded, so it'll set your text, your custom text that you set up, to visible. Else it's going to, if the button is collapsed, it's going to hide everything, and it's going to set up our click listener for the second click. Alright, and now this next method call is actually the Kotlin method call, and this starts the animation for the expansion or contraction of our magic button. And again, these are the links to Kotlin if you want to learn more about that. So this sets up the expansion, I should say. All right, and then we call our delay callback that we created in utils class. So after your delayed amount of seconds, it's going to check and see if the button's already collapsed or not. If it's not collapsed, it's going to go ahead and rotate the icon in and collapse the button. Okay. And then, and essentially this is just checking to see if the animation is set. If your animation is turned off, it's just going to go ahead and collapse it. Okay, and then this is where we actually call that delay. And this is where you input your seconds of delay, and then the delayed callback that we set up up here. Okay, and this is our method for setting the auto close duration, and you'll see more of this in the main activity class. This is just going to set that amount of seconds that we're delaying. This method passes in the true or false to turn animations on or off. It's set default to true. And then these are our rotate icon in and out methods. So essentially, we're going to animate our icon. We're setting the duration at 200 milliseconds. This is how long it's going to take to perform that animation. We're doing a rotation of 360 degrees, and this is going to rotate it clockwise. And then we go ahead and start that animation. The rotate icon in or back towards the left side of the screen, that is going to take 200 milliseconds as well, but then it's a negative 360 degrees. So this is how you do a counterclockwise rotation, and then it'll start that animation. So that's the bulk of everything. How do you use that magic button is first you'll have to go into your layout for your activity, and you would set it up like you would a normal button. I have 3 here. As you can see in the design, I have a regular button and then I have 3 magic buttons. I think this is a relative layout. So this is our regular button. We're going to ignore that one. This is my package name .magic button. This could be different for you once you set this up. It's actually going to be whatever your package name is .magic button. And this is where you set all of those attributes. What I would probably do is copy my code from the GitHub repo and then change the package name. Or you can just type all this out, pause the video, whichever way is easier for you. Okay, so that will add it to your layout. Now to actually use it in your Java code, there's a couple things. First, you have to create a magic button variable, and then we hook all of our UI elements together. So for the Facebook button, we pass in magic button and your typical find view by ID. Then we set up a click listener for our normal button, and then we're going to set up click listeners for our magic buttons. And first, one of the things that we'll do first though is we're going to configure the auto close time. And as you can see here, the way you do that is to call set auto close duration on the button, and make sure you pass in seconds, not milliseconds. So this is what it'll look like here. So for my Facebook button, I call it .set auto close duration. I'm setting it to 3 seconds, and I'm turning animations on for this button. So you can turn it on and off for various buttons. And you can also change the duration for each individual button as well. And so that's basically what this is explaining here. I like to over comment and not under comment in my code. I'm sure you guys are thankful for that. And then you can configure your click listeners just like you would any other regular button, except this time we're calling set magic button click listener because we created our own custom one in the magic button class. So that's really all you have to do to use the magic button 2.0s. And again, this is what it looks like in our app. The hardest part for me for implementing this was getting the lifecycle stuff correct. The animation and stuff, that was fairly easy, but just getting these to behave the way they were supposed to be when your activity is destroyed or resumed, that part was a little difficult, but I finally figured it out, and it was very rewarding. So I hope you guys like this tutorial, and I'll have all the links in the description for you. And if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. And again, I thank you guys for your support. Have a great day.